All right, friends, how are we today? It's
Good.
like we haven't been chatting for an hour.
Good.
Yeah.
So,
Like I'm not already a beer in.
right, we're just getting started. To kind of backtrack a little bit, we are talking about our Spring into Healthy Habits 6-week action plan. We are all on week 3. We started this 12 years ago, pre-coronavirus.
Yep.
So before the 83-day long month of March, we started this program. And just to reiterate, this is 6 weeks of really simple, basic tasks that we're hoping that people can try to incorporate into their life that might make a positive impact on your daily routine, might get you thinking about things a little bit different, might just help us down this path to wellness. And I think it's really relevant right now, particularly. I think a lot of people, the feedback we're getting, a lot of people are struggling right now with their nutrition and with their exercise routine and just with normality in general. So if you think back to the last couple of weeks, the first one was just to start your day with a full glass of water. That's just a really simple way to start your day that gets you out on the right track, focused on some healthy habits. And we're not saying you need to count your macros or eat a bunch of fruit or any of that. And then week 2 was get outdoors 4 times a day, 20 minutes at least. And that is even more important now, I think, as we're all feeling kind of pent up in our homes. Dog dropped her bone off the sofa. So week 3, the task was, again, I think the promise we made was that these were not food or exercise related. So this one was do the thing. So I find that this could be a couple of things. Like either there's one big thing that is always on your mind that's just kind of nagging you in the back of your mind and becomes that thing that is annoying. And can be kind of a hindrance to doing other things. It's that barrier, like, oh, I could do these other things, but this one thing is right there. Or maybe it's like 4 or 5 or 6 little things that are nagging you around your house that you see all the time that really irk you, but nobody ever takes the time to do. And again, I think we underestimate the mental, what's so funny?
I don't know.
Casey.
The mental
Casey enjoyed that.
impact of
That wasn't me.
sorry. I think we underestimate how much time we actually spend thinking about these things that we don't accomplish. So there's something to be said for setting aside some time, doing these things, and not only doing that, but doing it with a positive attitude. So not begrudgingly, and we're not feeling bad for ourselves. We're setting ourselves up for success. For me, it was and continues to be, because it comes back around all the time, this pile of mending that I have, as I have these 2 adorable puppies and they love feather pillows. So it becomes this huge disaster when I have to mend the pillows. Feathers go everywhere. So when a new one gets chewed, I end up tossing it in a corner, and then I end up with a pile in the corner. And then that's also the pillowcases that are over the pillows, and then anything else. And so then this pile, I walk by it every day. It's in my bedroom, and I know it's going to be time consuming for me to do, so I just never do it. I get all wound up about just getting frustrated about needing to do it. But if I get myself in the right frame of mind, get my sewing machine set up in front of, my favorite Netflix show, and just take the time to get that done, the amount that it just kind of releases that anxiety around that thing is a stress reliever for me. So I'd be curious, I'm going to start in the top left of my screen, which is the Rankies. So I don't know who's going to go first up there. But what your experience was with this particular task and how it went for you.
I thought it was great. The one thing that I do not ever like to do is to wash, and I call it detailing. Sean calls it cleaning my car. Like I actually had a cobweb along my dash from the window down to the dashboard that he laughed at, and the layer of dust. I just hate cleaning my car. So that was the thing that it was a nice sunny day, and I was like, I'm just gonna get it done. So it was good because now my car is cleanish. And then the other thing, I did actually a few different things. The other one was just cleaning the windows in my house from all the dog nose prints everywhere on every window of every room of the house, was just cleaning those off, and now I can see the outdoors. So those were my two big things. So.
And how long do you think you go, like, do you notice that you need to do them for a period of time before you actually buckle down and do them? Sean is nodding his head.
So to understand, when I'm bored, I wash my truck.
Okay.
So like we are literally the opposites when it comes to like clean vehicles. So I'll draw messages on her dash for her, be like, clean me, like,
yeah,
or I'll have to take the car and I'll be like, honey, I couldn't see where I was going. She's like, yeah, I got to clean that windshield soon. And I'm like, that's not safe. Like, I understand that I'm to the other extreme, but like meet me in the middle, like clean it a couple times a year.
Right. Yeah.
And the windows are just a hot mess.
Yeah.
So what's your thing, Sean?
My thing was my online college class. It's been sitting on my desk.
That you were going to do last summer?
Right. I ordered it last spring. I did my first class during the summer, didn't finish it, put it off in the fall, finished it this winter. The second one had sat that whole time. And ironically, the school year was going so well that my planning period, I was able to actually devote. So I was actually taking it to school. And the week before the quarantine, I was knocking out a couple questions a morning. And that was my thing. It was going really well. And now I actually haven't done it since.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, during the quarantine. And it's,
awful.
It's awful. So I just got to reassess my schedule and
done.
I thrive off of structure and I don't have it right now.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest enemy.
So would you do well with setting a goal for yourself to like do it for an hour a day or something like that now?
I do, but quite honestly, I'm so much of so yes and no. Like I'm so routine driven. Like I'm in a new routine now. I wake up at 6:30. I feed the dogs. I go back to bed. We get out of bed about 8. I drink coffee. I do heirloom, school, whatever. Upstairs working out so I have just a new normal. I just have to fit it into my new normal.
Yeah.
I have to figure out where it fits best and then I'll do it. I just, like I was doing before this, I kept putting it off.
Yeah.
And then when we did this challenge, I made it a priority. I did it for that week. The world ended. And my new normal, I have yet to make it fit again, and I have to make it fit again.
I think that's important because I feel like that's where a lot of people are with a lot of things that you're trying to fit into your life. It just isn't something that we've done in our routine, and it's making it a priority to fit it in.
Right.
How do you feel, Chris? First of all, do you play the guitar?
I do. Isabel and I have been taking lessons.
Quarantine.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've been doing. But Isabel and I have been taking guitar lessons together for not quite a year now, but closing in on it.
That's cool.
She's better than I am.
I believe it. At
She
most
practices
things.
a lot more too. Yeah, and she's young and can remember things. Not so much for me.
So did you have a thing that you wanted to tackle or needed to tackle?
So yeah, my thing is what I tackled was cleaning out my closet and armoire. So I'm a hoarder when it comes to clothes and t-shirts. Like I still have stuff that I wore in high school. Surprisingly, it still fits because I wore extra larges in high school when I was like Sean's size. So now it all fits and I'm like, oh, this is how it should fit, right? Well, whatever. But I have trouble getting rid of t-shirts, but I'm also at the same time, I like things very organized and neat. So like if you've ever been in the gym with me, I can't have plates that don't match, that kind of thing. Like a little tiny bit of OCD. But for some reason, I allow my closet to explode with t-shirts and junk everywhere. So basically like I have to focus myself and say, all right, I'm going to clean everything out and I'm going to donate, 30 t-shirts. So I'll give myself a number, because otherwise I'll sit there and go, well, I really like this shirt and I'll probably wear it again now that I've found it, even though I haven't seen it in a year. Let's put it in the keep pile. So if I set myself up with a number of shirts, then I'll put 30 shirts in a pile and then I donate them. So that's what I did.
Do you notice that it has had any sort of impact? Like when you do take the time to then clean that out, does it have an impact on your day, or you know what I mean? Like what I was saying, do you notice that it kind of wears on you when it is just a disaster?
Yeah, because I make it my normal. So it's like I look at it and it bugs the hell out of me, but I'm like, no, it's fine. But then once I clean everything up and I organize it, I'm like, I love this. This is how it should be, right? And then, 3 months down the road, I bought 15 more t-shirts, and now it's time to get rid of more. But then I'm like, I'll just wait for my yearly cleaning instead of just saying, here's an Eagle Man shirt that I haven't worn since 2012. Let me keep that for some reason. And I'm not sentimental at all, so there's zero sentiment behind it. Other than I'm just like, well, it doesn't have holes in it.
Still
it's
fits. Yeah.
So yes, I feel so much better once I do it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of doing it, right?
Yeah. What about you, Casey?
So our big task that we tackled was building our raised bed garden, which we vlogged about, I guess I should say, which we've been wanting to do for, I don't know, a year. We've been living in the house a year, and we didn't get around to doing it last spring. And for, many dumb excuses, we didn't get around to doing it. And finally we were like, all right, it's going to be good weather. We're just going to make a plan. We put it in the schedule, didn't let anything come in front of it, and did it. And we were able to build them in one weekend. And it wasn't something that I walked past every day and was reminded of, but I would, like when I was leaving the house, it's right where we put them is right where we leave the house. So I see that space every day and I'm like, we really should get around to doing that. And then it's like, because of the timing of when you want to plant vegetables, I was having this like more anxiety building up about, oh, it's almost spring. We need to make sure we have it done. What if something comes up? So now that it's done, it's just a big relief. It's not completely done. We still have to fill them with dirt and we still have to plant. But I think the building of it was just, we weren't exactly sure what we wanted it to look like and how much time it was going to take. And I think that was part of the daunting part of it was like, how much time do we really need to dedicate to it? And so we just were like, a day, let's just dedicate a day. And if we have extra time, we have extra time. And then like a smaller task that I don't think really is super small is I've always needing to organize my photos, like my digital photos, the ones on my phone, making sure I have them backed up, the ones on my computer, making sure that they are organized in a way that if I want to go back and take a look at photos from when Sloan had her first birthday, I can easily grab them. I did not accomplish all of those little tasks, but I was able to back up all the photos on my phone using like Google Photos, and then I could delete and free up some space on my phone. That is a huge relief to me because I always have this fear that like something's going to crash and then I'm going to lose all these memories that I didn't back up just because I didn't take the time to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that acknowledgement that the pressure we put on ourselves to do something like that raised bed garden, sometimes we build up like our inability to do something instead of like, okay, let's just we know that it's not going to be a 5-minute thing. So how much time is it going to take? And then like you're saying, just plan for that. And then it almost takes the pressure off a little bit. I think that's how I go about it. And I think we can delay doing something for so long just because of the unknown, instead of just like, okay, even though I don't know exactly how to get started, we're going to get started by giving ourselves the time to figure out how to get started. So,
Yep, absolutely.
how about you, Angie?
So mine was decluttering my kitchen. So my parts of my kitchen just become a like dumping ground for stuff because it's just easy place to put it. So I have like one little section of my counter where like mail and other things that I need to file or do something with just live, and it's like a file on the corner against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And it just keeps piling up and it drives me crazy, but I just watch it get bigger and bigger. And then my kitchen table, I don't actually use as like a kitchen table. I don't sit there and eat. So that's where like the newspapers go, and I still randomly get magazines. That's where they go. And like my extra sweet potatoes like are just on, like, it's like so random, and it just keeps piling up. And it like I hate it. I hate having that clutter, but I just walk by it because I don't want to deal with it. So finally taking the time to file everything, put everything in its place, throw stuff away, and then it's like all nice and clean and orderly, and just makes me feel so much better when it's done.
Yeah.
Which then makes me wonder why I just don't keep up with it all the time, but I don't.
So this was a couple of weeks ago. How is your kitchen looking these days?
It's gradually getting better.
Not to put you on the
It's usually
spot.
really good for like a week, and then something happens, and it like one little thing, and then it just snowballs from there.
Yeah.
So, which I mean, you'd think I wouldn't have any excuse now to keep it nice and organized, but you know.
Busy working out.
Yeah, I am.
How's your car looking these days, Sue?
I think it's good, but I haven't really driven it much, so
True.
you know, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, so the whole point of this one really is, I think, the feeling that we get when we're done, just kind of remembering that feeling that we felt with getting that accomplished and how freeing it is, and that the buildup to actually doing these things is more stress than it really needs to be. We kind of procrastinate and take all of this time to like build up this mental block about these things instead of just getting it done. So the task this week is to just tackle that one thing that you have that's either the thing that you never do or that's on your mind that you know you need to do, or any of the little things around your house or yard or anything that you know that you want to tackle but you just never take the time to do. So hopefully people are enjoying the Spring into Healthy Habits, just small actionable steps, something that we can control in these unprecedented times. Stay safe out there.
Me too.
They say
Stay safe.